So again, for those who don't remember my name's David Coelho with CDM. So today we're going to review the Phase 3 odor control. Just keep in mind that some of this equipment really isn't ready yet because some of the damper controls and stuff aren't in, but we'll review it anyway. From the main screen, Phase 3 odor controls right down here. All right, so this is the main overview screen for the odor control. From here, there's a couple of pop-ups. You're going to have one for the odor control fans. You can get to it from clicking on either one of the fans or on the odor control itself. There'll be a pop-up for the makeup water solenoid here. And these are your recirc pumps. There's a pop-up for those. And here are your wastewater pumps. Okay. There's supposed to be training tomorrow on an overview of the system. But if you have any questions on what pumps are doing what, I'll answer them as best as I can. Okay. I mean, the main intent of this is to just go over the SCADA screens and how the controls work. So. All right, so we'll start with the wastewater pump controls. So basically, you have a duty and a standby pump. The duty standby is selected, by the same as all your other screens. By clicking on this, it'll become the duty pump, and the other one will swap to the standby. It's just manually done. As long as the pumps are in auto, they're going to be controlled off of these two level sense switches right here. So LSL 640 and LSH 640. So LSH 640 will kick the pumps on when that level is reached. The pumps will start, and the duty pump will start, and then it'll drain down at LSL 640. In the event that for some reason this doesn't kick on, you'll get a high level alarm at LSLH 640. It's pretty simple. There's not much else to control it there. Go ahead.
Where it says the auto control, there are going to be values there? Are these screens complete?
No, this is when this, yeah, this was complete. This should be when, it should say, like, whichever switch is made. So right now that pink, yeah, see how like on the thing it said high level? Because that high level will switch on the handout.
High level will come
Yeah,
up.
see like it said it here? So if that high level switch was true.
Okay.
I think it's a high level.
Okay, all right, now I'm seeing.
Yeah, that would be,
okay.
that would be true,
All right.
so.
Okay.
Like I say, some of the stuff is there. I don't even know if there's any water in there right now, so it might be pumped all the way. They might have pumped that all the way down and emptied it all out, because I know they're having problems with the water and the screens plugging up right now and stuff. So, but that'll say, when the high level is true, that'll say high level. When the low level is true, it'll say low level. So right now it's actually below the low level switch, is what it's saying right now. Where did I go next? So. One thing to keep in mind, this would be, I guess, more for you guys. These new level switches are different than the old level switches. There's actually a deadband on these switches that's adjusted by the counterweight in where you hang the switch. So there's actually a swing on these switches, and I'll talk a little bit more on these. We're going to the recirc pumps next?
Yeah.
So on the recirculation pumps. So I know on your existing odor control system right now you have two floats there. Basically they control the solenoid and shut the pumps off right now. The new system and eventually your older system is going to work with these new type floats. So these wastewater pump, the recirc pumps are going to be controlled by just the low level switch. There's a deadband set on it. So if the level drops below that switch, the pump will shut off. And as the level rises, so you get about a foot of deadband in there, the switch will float up and the pumps will turn back on. So as with the other one, you have a duty standby. And again, when they're in automatic, they're just going to be controlled by that low level float switch with that deadband set on it. These right here, this turn on and off is wrong right now. That we got to fix because it's only one switch, so it'll basically just say low level, and
Yeah, for some reason, if you reach a low level, it'll shut the recirc pump off.
it'll shut the recirc pump off. But again, it's just that one float switch that's doing it now. Whereas on the old system right now, it's the two float switches. It hits that when it shuts off, and then when it fills up to the high level, it turns back on. But that's on the old system. That eventually will be made the same way as this. They just ordered new switches for that. All right, I believe from there we go to the water supply, which is here. So this is the makeup water for the system. So you have manual and automatic on this. In manual, you can open and close the solenoid with the buttons here. In automatic, again, it's going to be controlled by just the tops level switch, which is LSL 630. So that again has a deadband on it, and that's set right now so it just at the overflow into the wastewater is where that solenoid will shut off. And then at about a foot below that is where it'll turn on. So it'll open up and replenish some of the water, replenish whatever water, build it back up to that level. And then the other part of the control of this when it's in automatic is if for some reason you have really high humidity in the summer or whatever, and it's never calling for that switch to come on, so you pretty much just keep ending up with the same water in there, or just atmospheric water that it's picking up. It'll come on every 4 hours, and it'll run for 7 minutes, and you guys can adjust that time. I just looked at what
This is the acid, because the system just produces acid.
yeah, so it'll just purge some of that water out on occasion. Again, we have the odor control fans. You can get to them from here. And on here, so let me just show you on the system before. So basically, quickly on the system, you have this CV610, which is a damper which is going to let air into the fans to go through the system. And then when we get to this page here, we have this 902, which is the exhaust coming from it that's going to go to the bypass fan, which takes it up to the RTO stack. And then we have this bypass damper here. I know you're pretty much going to be running both biofilters all the time, but the way the system was designed was you could either run none, one, or the other, or both of them at the same time. So with this valve control, the way the valves are going to work is based off of these online offline switches that we have down here, which is similar to what you have on the tank. So by clicking on one online or two online or both online, it's going to set the position of those valves. And basically the position of the valves are going to be, if you put one of them online, one or both online, this is going to be completely open. This one will be completely open. If both of them are online, the bypass will be completely closed. If both of them are offline, the bypass will be completely open. And if one of them is online, this will go to a preset position that it'll be hard-coded in the PLC, and that's basically going to be determined on what they give me from their testing is what will set that valve to.
So they're gonna blend it before they put it up to the stack?
That one on, yeah.
If one is on, I guess the volume of air can't go through just one. I don't know. They have to bypass some of the air through
Yeah, so
the.
you'd be blending it before you go up to the stack.
Yeah, again, you can ask him that question tomorrow.
This is kind of backwards, because you should be taking the other class first before we get into the
Yeah.
controls.
So again, you just basically have online, offline over here. I can't turn them offline now because they're actually pushing air through them.
So that's what justifies.
Right.
Both lines.
So then you have, again, you have a duty standby fan. Only one fan's going to be running in the system. So right now, one is the duty fan. We haven't run two yet. We're gonna run that one this morning. So basically, all automatic and manual really does for you here is if you're in automatic and the duty fan fails, the standby fan will come on. That's all automatic is really doing for you on this function. Everything else is pretty much manual. So you got to start your fan and put your biofilter online. And again, the speed is manually set from here. That's pretty much for this this screen here. And again, you come over to here. You have these two valves, which again are controlled by those online off-bind buttons. And then you have the bypass exhaust fan, which is just strictly manual, on and off. There's no automatic
So
control.
that's just a booster fan, really?
Yeah,
Just push it across the way up the
push
stack.
it all the way up to the stack. Yeah.
Is that gonna be variable speed on a pressure switch, or is that just gonna be?
Nope, that's just on or off. There's no speed adjustment on it at all. Again, I think the adjustment comes in with the
Use the dampers?
with the bypass
Okay,
damper, and that's
so the next up the section side. I don't see any
I
pressure.
see a
switches.
percent value, is that like that negative 25, is that, what is that?
that's the valves. So right now,
That's the
yeah.
position of the valve?
that's the
Okay.
position of the valve. Right now, the three valves don't exist. That's why I was saying the system is really not complete yet. The damper actuator's not installed yet, so that's why you're reading.
What about pressure switches to determine the pressure inside the piping? I mean, if you're gonna have you're gonna have a continuous.
There's
Yeah, because you ramp up both fans.
Right, and you have to adjust the damper based on pressure, wouldn't you?
well, no, that's what I'm saying. That bypass damper,
Yeah.
they're going to determine where that bypass damper needs to be set when you have one or two filters online,
Yeah, but the
and
filters-
that's where it's going to go to all the time.
filters plug up or change.
On
the-
ends.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The dynamic, they're not gonna stay the same over the life of the. I mean, you gotta go up there and take pressure readings to adjust the.
Will be adjustable, but it's not going to be visible for everyone to go in and adjust it. It's, you know what I mean? It's adjustable. It's
Right.
not like you can never change it. But
Right, I
the problem
understand.
is, it's not going to just be anybody can go in there and change it. It'll actually have to be one of you guys.
But
who have
you
to do it.
determine that based on pressure in the line to an extent. I mean, you have them on the RTOs. You got a pressure switch between the two fans to adjust the fan.
So
accordingly.
would you go to the,
I know, so it's not, you just put the SCADA system together,
I
but
go to the ones that hold the things, how are those set up? Is there pressure?
blows up and, oh, we should have a pressure switch.
yeah.
There's no pressure switch on these.
No, there is a. If we go
There
back
is
there,
one.
there's a low pressure.
Yeah, it's a low pressure.
Right error.
There's a low pressure switch here. Again, that's not finished yet. That'll give you a flow alarm.
Well, that's
Going into the
on the
system.
inlet, that's on the
Yeah.
inlet side of the biofilter, not on the outlet side of it. Is that the inlet side of the biofilter? Excuse me,
Yeah, that's the inlet side.
so I know it was something on the outlet side going to the stack.
The speed of your fans is gonna be determined by whether your HOS meter is going on the press room.
And that's manually set. That's manually adjusted by you
Oh,
guys.
those have drives on those two.
Yeah, so you can adjust the
HOS
speed on that.
alarms go.
Yeah.
No, just
So
say,
you're talking about the restriction of the biofilter.
Voltage is
how
no
much
discharge
vigorous that
pressure.
is. Straight through it.
Well, there's a magnet heel up there is, on the,
Well,
the
there is.
canisters. But it's not wired in.
That's pretty much it for the SCADA screens on this. Again, there's really not a lot.